other side of body positivity. Oh yeah, send it here, back at our favorite retention pond on our favorite rock. If it's windy and the video and the audio is bad, I apologize. Take it up with Mother Nature. I can't do anything about it. Wanted to talk about a few things today because I've been doing, the weight loss thing, and I went to the doctor today to kind of talk about Ozempic and like different avenues and what I could do to be more consistent with the weight loss journey, to not have to go to the weight loss surgery route. And my phone and the government's listening. You're listening to me right now, probably even while I'm recording this, but there was a YouTube video that popped into my feed, and it's this big fat dude. He's a TikToker, and he went on to a news site, and they were talking about body positivity shit. Now, here's my thing. I am all about positivity in a way of not berating yourself, because I've struggled with that, where I beat myself up.
Ben, what's up, brother? How are you?
Meant inside my head and outside, and I think that there needs to be something as far as like looking into bettering yourself by being more positive in that aspect. Now, there's the other side of body positivity where I fucking hate it. And before you get your panties in a fucking twist, let me explain. I see all these videos like the lady that thinks that airlines should accommodate to fat people and whatnot, and all these videos of like fat people have to deal with this, fat people have to deal with that. Yeah, we got to deal with that shit. We made ourselves fat. Like, there's days where I bend down to tie my shoe and almost shit myself because my guts press against my thighs and whatnot. Like, I mean, that is just things that you got to deal with being fat. If you don't like it, don't be fat. Like, and that is way easier said than done, and that is coming from a fat person. Now, let me explain my side of that. I was pushing damn near 5 bills. I think I was like 490-ish was the highest that I saw. And now I'm down to about 430 after what I saw at the doctor today. And what about that is good? One of these people that are morbidly obese and think that body positivity means that everybody that is healthy and skinny should bend over backwards for fat people. What about being fat is good? What about it is positive, aside from the scale going up? I just don't get it, because like it's not enjoyable. I don't like going up a big flight of stairs and being out of breath. Like, we have our trip coming up to Wildcats on the 4th. And I'm already thinking to myself, is there gonna be shit that we do that I'm either not gonna be able to do because of my size, I'm gonna hold people back, or just like I'll do it, but being my size, I probably shouldn't do it. Like, it's shit like that. Like, what about that is positive? And like, what are you proud of? Like, I get that like we need to have a more positive mindset, but like nothing about that, like I shouldn't have to think about that. And because I have put myself in a position to be this size, like I gotta wear that. It is what it is. But like this whole,
people try and deal with the
I know that there's on everything, there's a good end of the spectrum and the bad end of the spectrum, and I'm just so over this whole body positivity bullshit of like fat people need accommodations. No, we made ourselves fat. We need to figure it out and be unfat. I mean, look at like all of these reports coming out that America is the fattest it's ever been, and we're continually becoming more fat. My doctor today was talking to me about how there never used to be a pre-diabetes, like pre-diabetic, because I found out I was pre-diabetic in September. It was 5.8% of whatever they were calculating. If you were at 5.8%, you were pre-diabetic. But that used to just be diabetes in general. So they kicked it up to 6.1 to be diabetic. And now it's up to 6.4. Like, how unhealthy do we have to get before people understand that it should, I've accepted that I have done this to myself, and I just don't understand why it's so hard for some other people to do that. Like, it just, I understand losing weight is hard. I've tried it 100 times, and I get that it's difficult and it sucks. And like, you have to think about the fact, like, while I'm working out, I'm like, why the fuck did I do this to myself? But just because I have to deal with those emotions doesn't mean that people have to bend over backwards for me. Like, I put myself in that position. That's like a drug addict going like, well, you know, honestly, this is probably a bad comparison because I do think the drug problem is its own issue. I'm not going to do that comparison. Let's just say
should have done it anyway.
Drove my vehicle on empty, and I saw the gas gauge on empty, and I knew if it hits all the way empty, my car shuts down. But I just kept going until it stopped, and then when I'm sitting there and my car's dead, I'm like, bah! Why didn't they put gas in my car for me? Like, why don't people do that? Yeah. I don't know. I dislike it. That's my rant for the day. I'm gonna go finish this walk, look at the beautiful scenery again. Yeah, so here's to not being fat anymore, 2022 or 3, whatever fucking year it is now.
Whatever year, you don't know what year it is. Nah, it's a very valid point. I suppose I'm not like super overweight, but I am overweight. But due to me gaining weight, I'm not blaming other people. I blame myself. Yeah, so TJ, keep at it, mate. He's on day 186. I'm losing 200 pounds in 24 months. Hope you do well, mate. DM's open if you want to chat about workouts and stuff like that. I've done them in the past and we'll be doing them in the future. Just body weight stuff, med ball stuff, general goodness, and your sport. You can play sport and not even realise you're exercising because your mind is distracted. Alright, that's cool.